So you didn't do that.
I did do that, though.
Did you?
Remember I did their logo for free?
You can't say that on camera. Hey, Noah.
Hey, I'm Noah. He's James.
James, and we're back for greatest wins in our careers to do with marketing and advertising.
Yep.
And you had a good one on the last episode, and you were just about to explain, drop a bombshell. What was that?
Yeah, I mean, it was about trying something new that you've never done before and succeeding. And that's the greatest feeling.
I had that as one of the never do this.
Yeah, I know. And I think it's because it was adjacent. It wasn't a complete departure from what we're used to.
Okay.
And so this win was same client, moved into cannabis, as we all know. They tend to do. So I had a client in beverage alcohol, and I had a great win with them. We did an amazing job on their packaging, and he decided that he wanted to move into the cannabis world. And this is 2018, so cannabis is just becoming legal. And so they're hiring all sorts of beverage alcohol professionals, and they need packaging. And nobody has built packaging before. Like nobody in the country, nobody in the world. Because this is a brand new product. Brand new regulations are just issued from Health Canada. And somebody has to go through all of the Health Canada stipulations for what can be on packaging and what can't be on packaging. And the size relation to each one.
Okay.
And no agency wanted to do that. And the agency hourly rate was so high that it became cost prohibitive to hire a big agency for most clients to do this.
Okay.
And so my client came to me having a great experience previously in the beverage alcohol world and said, can you help us develop and design our packaging in a totally new industry? I said, absolutely.
Right, because you built the process and the systems to do packaging in the alcohol world.
Yep.
And now you can transfer those skills because they're adjacent, like you said.
Adjacent, but the nuances in the cannabis packaging being, this logo has to be relative to this THC logo placement and size and this type.
Okay, it's pretty strict.
It was very strict. And
yeah.
The biggest win that we had there was when we launched, because we had spent the time to go through all of the different Health Canada regulations, we actually launched with packaging that had color on it. And I had talked to a bunch of different designers, and they said, oh, it has to be black or white. And I was like, you just heard that. You didn't read the regulations. And they designed just black packaging because they thought that that's how it had to be. And we came out with green and orange and purple, and it stood out on shelf. And our client was thrilled. And of course they were, because they stood out on shelf, and they ended up selling out a product. So it was kind of cool.
My win is developing systems over time that has made us more efficient as a team, and also to catch more problematic areas where you would fall into this trap of spelling something wrong, doing the wrong price on something, or missing information or whatever. So it goes to your point where after you've had some successes, how do you repeat that and scale that? Because that's, I think, the secret to scaling a marketing agency is being able to have systems that increase your efficiency and allow your team to be a better team overall. So it's the systems, I would say, and I had a list of books I wanted to share, and hopefully we'll put some images up on the screen. Because the systems, some of them we figured out ourselves. We have a lot of systems, a lot of spreadsheets, a lot of docs. Google Sheets, Google Docs we use as kind of a repository of our own templates. Yep. And then we have other templates for other different things. Templates to make quotes, templates to track projects, templates to measure the success of projects, so all sorts of systems. But some of the best books that I've got systems out of and ideas are the books E-Myth, and we'll show that somewhere like there. And that's about kind of running even a small company with the idea that you're going to franchise your company. And it was like, when we were 4 or 5 people, that's ridiculous to start thinking that way. But it was the first time I had to do that mental exercise of look around your company. What could you systematize as if you were McDonald's, as if you're going to open up the next one in the next town, and then another one, and then 50 of them. You have to have an operations kind of manual process for almost every single position, different tasks, and to make them teachable and repeatable make them successful, catch some mistakes, quality assurance and stuff. So E-Myth was a really cool book on that one. Good to Great was a lot of anecdotal business stories I loved to get some ideas from. Tribe of Mentors, Tim Ferriss, really, really cool ideas there from all different leaders in different industries and aspects. And recently, Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. So in his hiring process of, we almost lifted the exact process from his book, and I think he got it maybe from somebody else too. So some of the golden rules there were never hire anybody that you haven't worked with before. I'm like, what? That's impossible. How do you do that? And that was, I think, Seth Godin's actual quote. And Dan brought it up in the book. And then his way of only hiring someone you've worked with before was even brand new people. You're giving them sample projects, not sample projects. You're giving them miniature projects to work on. You pay them for that. And only the successful people at the end of that hiring process, only the people that successfully complete that mini project that's representative of something they'd be doing every day, get hired.
Cool.
But there's processes before that which were so cool. The processes were, you have your application and then your resume, and then you shortlist people. The very next step is your shortlisters need to submit a video of themselves, a selfie video. And you learn so much about people when they have to submit a selfie video. Yeah. And they have to answer just like 3 or 5 questions. And they're open-ended questions, so you get to hear them speak, get to hear them what they say, how they think, how they produce the video, how they send the video, how many times they ask questions about what to do and do they get stuck in the project. You get to see if they're even techie enough to shoot a video on their phone and send it to you, upload it to a Google folder or whatever. There's so many different things you have to find out during this video process that almost what they actually answer isn't as important as you think. It's how they do it all, and it was really cool. Mm-hmm. And then after the people that pass that video interview process, which also saves you a lot of time because you're not doing a million Zoom calls or a million face-to-face interviews. Mm-hmm. Right? So, because they're doing the work and submitting it to you. And then, so you shortlist that again, and then you give them the actual task that's paid. If that's successful, you now have a reasonable, confidence that they're going to be good to work with.
For sure.
Because you've seen their personality as well, and how they think and talk, how they do stuff, how they follow instructions. The amount of people that missed, one of the 5 things they had to do. Mm-hmm. So they couldn't follow 5 steps. They self-eliminate by it's a really good hiring process. Anyway, that's Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell.
Very cool.
So systems is a big win.
Yeah.
Implementing systems, following them and improving them.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I noticed being here is that your systems are really dialed in, and I had lost that when I wanted to go into a smaller agency. Like, I would come from big agency, tons of systems, tons of processes, and I just was like so sick of it. I was like, how do we simplify? How do we make it? And that actually ended up burning me. And then, being here and seeing all the processes and all the, the different Google Sheets and spreadsheets and stuff, it's like, it all makes sense, and it all kind of funnels down into success and ensuring that people are actually paying attention to the little nuances and details. And so that's really cool.
Cool.
I was going to give a shout out to TWP, because that was such an easy, simple, beautiful project, and they were so happy and thrilled with it.
Yeah.
So that to me was a really good local micro win.
Yep.
Client was thrilled.
And that goes back to having the systems. You're doing something you can do well. Yeah. You have systems in place to make sure it's a good outcome. You're using tools that you're familiar with.
For sure.
So there's low risk going into it.
Yeah.
And it's also the scope was defined.
Very clear.
And then you met expectations and you stayed within budget, and you reined yourself in from doing something they didn't ask for, but you thought it was so cool you just had to do it, and then you ruined the project for yourself. So you didn't do that.
I did do that though.
Did you?
Remember, I did their logo for free.
You can't say that on camera.
Okay,
no one never does free work.
I never do free work.
He doesn't ever do free work.
But it did make the process a lot simpler.
If you want free work, you know who to email. Woo. And on that bombshell.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for this. Been fun.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Win.
You didn't even say that part.
Yeah. Oh, I did in the last one, though.
Where's your system for making videos?
That's right. We have a list of things to cover on that.